Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. I'm Reverend Dr. Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister here at Sunshine Cathedral.
I am Reverend Dr. Robert Griffin, the Executive Minister. Faith and religion can be complicated for the LGBTQ plus community. Surveys show that evangelical faith is a justification for the greatest attacks on the LGBTQ plus community.
I am Reverend Kevin Tisdall, the Minister of Education. The Queer God Squad is going to explore our religious community. Let's explore the big news of the day and what it means to you.
This is live, and then we are available on demand. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform and social media. At Sunshine Cathedral, we're here to tell you that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Invictus, a prayer for queer folk. William Ernest Henley's poem Invictus is used in the Sunshine Cathedral liturgy or as part of a homily at least once every year. And I'll share in a few moments why this poem is so powerful and appropriate for queer spiritual community. But first, let's hear the beautiful words once again. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. The Queer God Squad wants to share today why these thoughts inspire and encourage the progressive spiritual community known as the Sunshine Cathedral. That prayer, that poem is for me a prayer, and it's so powerful. Now, we sometimes get in trouble when we talk about something as a prayer, because a lot of people have very narrow views of what prayer is. And for them, the only thing that can be a prayer is, Dear God, something, 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 amen.
In the name of Jesus.
And our view is much more expansive than that. This is a heartfelt expression. This is a universal longing. This is an affirmation. This is so many things that can only be called prayer. What is important to me is that Henley, who wrote it, himself had gone through a lot of health problems and a lot of difficulties. And so he's writing it from a place of pain and survival, that I've gone through a lot of things, and yet I'm still clinging to dignity. I still have hopes, even though the roof has fallen on top of me, but I still hope for things, and I'm still grateful for things, and I still believe I'm strong enough to face these difficulties. So it's amazing the context it comes out of. Then it was a favorite poem of Nelson Mandela, and in his 25 years of incarceration, this was basically the prayer he said over and over. This is what helped him get through a quarter of a century. I mean, we talk about oppression and injustice, but his liberty was denied. I mean, he lived in a cell for, a third of his life. And so these words were so powerful to him that it's what kept him positive. It's what kept him optimistic. It's what kept him from getting better. It's what kept him from being defeated. So the context of who wrote it and the person for whom it was so meaningful and empowering, already, this is a sacred text for me.
Yeah.
And then certainly queer people have their own experiences of being bloodied, of our heads being bloodied, and unbowed. that this sort of attitude is in line with queer empowerment. That yes, we have had terrible experiences, and yet we're the ones with a pride parade. We're the ones with all kinds of flags to wave. We're the ones with the tea dances, and we're the ones that, in spite of everything, find time to party and find time to play, and even in our activism. And so this reverberates with queer energy for me, although the ride, as far as I know, wasn't. I love the line, whatever gods may be, because that is a very expansive and inclusive theology. Whatever I can call sacred, and it won't be the same for every person. What holds us together, what we aspire to, what is ultimately real for us, it's not going to be the same for every person, and yet we all have it. It might be the human intellect. It might be dumb luck. It might be your family. It might be love. It might be this field of possibilities that sometimes we personify. Whatever it is important to each person, and it can't be forced on any person. So whatever gods may be, oh, that is so Sunshine Cathedral. That is so our theology. I love that so much. And then, my head is bloody but unbowed. Yes, bad things happen, but also strength and hope and courage and unity can come out of all that. And then it sort of concludes there with, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I love that I am, those I am statements. Because whenever we say I am, whatever we say next, we are charging. We are empowering. And so if we say I am something negative, well, we're reinforcing that negative thought into our own minds, and we're gonna live that out. But if we say I am something good, we're reinforcing that idea, and that's what we're going to aspire to. That's what we're going to move toward. That's what we're going to embrace. That's what we're going to express. So I am in charge of my fate. I am driving this life of mine. I can't control everything. I can control the winds. I can't control the waves. I can't control the storms. I can't control if there's a hole in the boat, but I can captain all this. I can navigate it. I can make choices. I can face it. I am the captain of my soul. And that's queer theology. That's queer hermeneutics. That's queer liberation. That's everything I stand for. And so this may be honestly one of the best poems and one of the most powerful prayers in my whole life that I'm aware of. And at Sunshine Cathedral, you're going to hear it at least once a year because it's that important.
Many years ago, I had the opportunity to visit Robben Island.
That's right.
And I could stand in the cell where Nelson Mandela was housed. And it wasn't, and that many years ago, hearing that poem read as we were actually in the cell was a very profound and moving moment. But the reality and the impact of that didn't hit me until much later when I saw the movie Invictus with Morgan Freeman and Matt Damon. And then you get for me, I got the context and the power because the senses. I got it all at one time about the power of that prayer that sustained Nelson Mandela through all of that, what he was going through, and just being affirming, of what it meant to him to say at the very end of this, quoting the guy who wrote it, I am the master of my fate. I am even though I'm in prison, even though I'm confounded, even though I'm bound by this and that, I am still the master of all this. And actually, I like how the poem even opens up. Out of the night that covers me, for whatever may be covering me, whatever it may be sickness, it may be illness, it may be job transition, housing, whatever that night might look like. At the very end, he confirmed, I am still this because I am in charge of all of this. It may not be ideal to other people, but I am still the master of all this, and I can control this. And again, it is very Sunshine Cathedral because we are into the I ams of who we are. We are we're very much into the I amness and allowing people to explore what the I am means for them.
What are you pulling into your I am?
Yeah, what are you going? We're that spiritual community that opens that up for people to say, "This is who I am." Yeah. And so when we sing that song, "I am what I am," we can feel it and we know exactly where we're coming from.
I love myself.
Hey, I am.
Right? Because no matter what, I can't control you, and I can't control the weather, and I can't control politics. There's so much I can't control. But I am in complete control of my very next thought. And that thought can lead to action that can change everything. So I am, in that sense, I am the captain, because I'm thinking the next thought that could make all the difference in the world. Yep.
It's so interesting that people want to put prayer in such a small little alleyway. I look at this as a psalm. It is a song, and if we look at most of our psalms, they start off with just the worst. The worst thing in the world is going to happen to me or is happening to me. And at some point, the writer shifts and goes, this is not me. this is what's going on with me right now, but I have hope for a future that is better. And as you read this, you get down to the bottom of it. I am the captain of my soul. I am in charge of whatever goes on with me. What a beautiful thought. And a couple of things that we talked about at this table just now about the I am. I remember the first time I ever heard you talk about it 2 decades ago, and you said, be careful what you put behind I am, because what you put behind I am is what you are. So if you want to think positively, then I am a child of God. I am a positive thinker. I am moving forward with my life in a positive way, not I am something else.
Yeah.
You can have something.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be something.
I will not call myself a sinner. I've made mistakes. I've sinned.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm not a sinner.
No, no. And even with sin at our church, the language we use is falling short of the mark for the moment. And the other thing that we talk about at Sunshine Cathedral, y'all need to come to Sunshine Cathedral. What we talk about at Sunshine Cathedral is sometimes you will be going through hell, whatever that hell is for you. Well, the rest of the quote is, if you're going through hell, just keep going. So a psalm, yes, absolutely. A prayer, my goodness, you don't get a better prayer than Invictus.
And there's a beautiful movie. You were talking about Matthew Damon and who was the other one?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. He's used it for leadership training. So it's a really good movie. And the poem is recited in it. Of course, Morgan Freeman's fabulous voice. So, you know.
And let's not all forget what Prince Harry has done with the Invictus Games.
Invictus Games.
Oh,
So
that's right.
that's another part of what I am. Like, you know, the people he's worked with who've been wounded and everything else. Now, this is a part of that type of celebration of just having people like that to even claim their I amness in that as well. And so, you know, as a side way in there, kudos to Prince Harry for highlighting the whole Invictus Games and concepts also of their I amness.
It's not very long. You can get it online. It's free. Download this poem, Invictus, and let this be part of your prayer life. It's done a lot for us, and so we offer it to you. That's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ+ community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's largest progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together, and we are all in this together. Remember that.
You are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until the next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.